Well, hello again. My name is still Tom Gallagher, and I am a board member at Crossover. Just a dynamic, a wonderful organization, a blessing in the community. And my wife Jerry and I are the hosts for tonight for this event. We parents of 4 sons, 4 daughters-in-law, 13 grandchildren, and it's a great life. It's a great life, and I'm retired, and I have I used to work for Better Business Bureau, but now I work at Independence Golf Course 1 day a week, and I find people's lost golf balls, and I play the other days for free. Isn't that a great thing? Isn't that a great thing? So I want to make sure, look at the books that we have. We have wonderful sponsors and plenty of them. What a gift, what a blessing that we have so many people who stand up and say, I'll be part of that. I'll be part of this Crossover ministry, and we'll reach it out. I want to recognize some people. We have a board of directors, and I'm going to ask right now that all board members, all members of the board of directors, please stand up and be recognized. More important than that, we have staff members in attendance here tonight. And I'd like to ask all of the staff members of Crossover to stand, please, and be recognized. There's some heavy lifting people right there. They make things happen and they do it well. Caitlin Patterson, raise your hand, please. Wow, this is a big deal. Caitlin, the funds that were raised at the 2020 CCAs, this event, paid for her position as our quality control nurse. We're glad you're here. Now, are there any Crossover volunteers here? Everybody who's a volunteer at Crossover, please stand. You know, there's around 450 volunteers when you figure the 2 shops with Crossover in Henrico and down on Cowardin. Wait till you hear this. Our volunteers provide more than 20,000 hours of service last year. That's a big deal. I don't know of any other organization that can match that. And our CCA honorees from the past, will you please stand and be recognized? So we're just going to go to work right now, and I'd like to introduce Ernie Rogers from Black Tie Benefit Auctions. Ernie, you here? Oh, my favorite guy. Ernie's the guy who makes it happen. Good to see you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ernie Rogers, and just a little bit later on tonight, we're going to give you the chance to open your hearts and open your wallets. Ken, good to see you. So you all have what we call a bid number, and that came with your program. So make sure that you locate that, because we're going to be using that just a little bit later on. So stay tuned, enjoy the program, and we will be back just a little bit later on. Thank you.
Thanks, Ernie. And I want to thank our attendees for joining us. All of us who are here. Thank you so much for coming tonight. You know why you're here, and it's just great that you're joining in. I want to reintroduce to the stage Julie Billadrew and Dr. Mike Murchie, please.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julie Bilodeau, and I'm the CEO here at Crossover. And thank you all for coming out tonight. And so, before I get started, I wanted to thank Tom and Jerry for being our hosts this year. You guys did a phenomenal job. Thank you, Tom and Jerry. And so, I always get to do the fun part of the program because I get to introduce the volunteers that are being honored this year. And every year when we plan this program, I remember how honored I am to be part of an organization that uses volunteers and that people are willing to volunteer their time. I'm always amazed that there are folks in the community that are willing to volunteer their time and really do for free what those of us who are on staff get paid to do. And it's just amazing to me, the outpouring of love that Crossover gets every year. And this year, we're honoring 3 volunteers. We're honoring Dr. David McMillan, Lynn Johnston, and Chris Carney. And so for me, this Compassionate Care Award is really special because every year we honor folks who work with Dr. Murchie. You know, we honor people who are in the clinic every day with Dr. Murchie, that we honor the doctors and the dentists and the nurses. But this year, we're honoring Chris Carney. And what is really special to me about that is that Chris works with me. Chris and I have worked together, and I consider Chris a mentor and a very special gift to Crossover. And so to honor Chris, who has worked behind the scenes, not necessarily in the clinic, but working hard. And Chris has really been a gift, I think, to the Richmond community. In his 40 years of healthcare, he worked at Bon Secours for many years, where he led Bon Secours. Also, he has spent time at VEI, and I know Diamond Healthcare. And so also just an amazing gift to the community, because what has been great about this is people who have come up to me and said, Chris has made a difference in our organization. The Virginia Healthcare Foundation, Westminster Canterbury Foundation, and I know that you honor lots of organizations with your time. And so for that, we are really excited to honor you tonight. So thank you, Chris. And now we're going to have a short video related to Chris's experience here at Crossover.
I've been involved in healthcare since I was in high school, and I had the opportunity to work in or volunteer in or consult in various healthcare activities from then until now. So the opportunity to become part of Crossover, which was offered to me several years ago, fit very nicely with what I enjoy doing.
So Chris had such a broad background in the business of healthcare, you know, everything from hospital administration to practice administration to vision to mental health. And so he brought all of that knowledge to Crossover at a really critical time in our history.
Chris has a great history in healthcare, worked in healthcare for many, many years, and he brought that experience to Crossover to help us with our strategic planning process. And the goal of that strategic planning process was to get to the point that we had the facilities, the volunteers, the staff, so that we could see every single patient that came to our door.
Chris is so aware, and he helped me understand that even though Crossover is a charitable institution, it costs money to deliver healthcare. And it's so important to Crossover that we be conscious of the fact that as we deliver care, not only do we have to raise money, thanks to our wonderful development team, but the clinicians need to deliver care efficiently, because today it has really been recognized that quality care is also efficient care.
When we talk about Chris, we frequently talk about that he's a great visionary, that he's a great futurist, that he operates at the 40,000 foot level. But what we also know about Chris is that he's not afraid to get his hands dirty. We had painting projects at both our Richmond clinic a number of years ago and at our Henrico clinic. And Chris and Adrian, Chris's wife, were among the first to volunteer to help paint these facilities for us.
I think we do a wonderful job also. I've asked Julie Bilodeau over the years, has anyone complimented us on the great painting we've done? She said, not yet, but I'm hopeful.
I will just say Chris has always been ready to help. Any phone call I've made to him, if I can't see him, I can hear him smiling at the other end of the phone.
Chris is a visionary, a natural mentor, and just a good friend.
You know, I think what is great about Chris is whenever I'm struggling with something, I can text him, and he's really busy. And he's always willing to have a cup of coffee, to have lunch, or just to listen. And what I really appreciate with him is I will walk in kind of thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And by the time I'm finished with my conversation with Chris, I have a really clear path forward.
Wow, it really looks big from up here. First of all, thank you for this evening and for the recognition. But perhaps even more importantly, thank you for the opportunity to be a part of Crossover for most of the past decade. Crossover is an incredibly important and wonderful organization whose mission in the healthcare safety net is extraordinary. I can say to you with confidence that even beyond Richmond, Crossover's reputation for excellence is known throughout the Commonwealth. And I hear that from other organizations with which I have a volunteer relationship. I also want to thank my colleagues this evening and congratulate them, Lynn Johnston and Dr. McMillan, whom I've known for many years. I'm here for two reasons tonight. The first is more important, and that is the volunteer work that I do is a team sport. It's not just me. It's a group of individuals carefully selected, and I thank the Crossover board and management for providing me the opportunity to connect with incredibly talented, motivated, energetic, responsible, dependable, and fun to work with individuals. And regardless of the project I was involved in, regardless of its scope and regardless of its dimension, I had the pleasure and privilege of working with extraordinary people. And that relationship, or those relationships produced why I'm here this evening. The second reason I'm here is a little more anecdotal. And Julie Bilodeau will remember this. Sometime in the early part of last year, I was at Quioccasin for a meeting. I left and I was in my car, and Julie called me and she said, I was unable to reach you, talk with you before you left, but we would like you to consider being a nominee or recipient of the Compassionate Care Award. I was thunderstruck. I literally could not speak. I was so surprised. And she said, well, what do you think? And I said, Julie, I've known a number of the recipients of this award over the years, and I am not in their same league. And she said, well, we think you are. So I said, I'll think about it. And what I did was change the subject to something else, hoping that she would forget or become distracted and we could move on without bringing closure to this. So we talked for a couple of minutes about whatever I was working on. And then she came back and said, have you made your decision? And I said, Julie, I really don't know that this is a good idea. And this is exactly what she said to me in a very stern voice, which is not common for Julie Bilodeau. Here's the deal. If you don't say yes to me right now, I'm going to have Don Seitz call you, and you know how that conversation is going to end. I said, I'm yours. No disrespect, Don. I love you, but I didn't want to go through that. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Good evening. Wonderful to be with you all tonight. My name's Dr. Mike Murchie. I'm the medical director at Crossover, and I have the privilege and honor to introduce the next two nominees. Right now, I'm going to introduce Lynn Johnston. Lynn began volunteering at Crossover in our ophthalmology clinic in 2009. She has a heartbeat for serving and showing compassion. She has a master's degree from the ophthalmology technology program at Georgetown. Her career includes charitable clinics and private practices, including 16 years at Virginia Eye Institute. She's the president of the League of Women Voters of Richmond, the vice president of the Virginia League of Women Voters, the president of the Interfaith Community of Richmond. She's an active member at Unity of Richmond. She has served at Women's Shelter of Caritas. She and her husband Tom have 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Quite an accomplished woman. Compassion literally means to suffer with. Researchers have defined it as a feeling that arises when you are confronted with another's suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering. God has given us in Lynn a beautiful picture of compassion. Lynn not only suffers with others, but she does so through extending warmth, welcome, and hope through her disposition and through who she is. Her service with us reminds me of Crossover's vision statement, which states, building a healthy, vibrant community where every person is restored by the compassionate, healing love of God. Lynn, thank you for your example and helping us all live into our vision. At this time, please come forward. Actually, no, we're going to watch a video, and then you'll come forward to be honored.
Well, I think the work here at Crossover is important because it's unique. It serves the community. It serves the greater mission. People build the trust, build hope by coming into our front doors and going out with a whole renewed sense of purpose and possibility.
Lynn has been the star here because of her knowledge of eye diseases and her ability to take a wonderful history and get right down to the point so that we have that to work on. And she is extremely dependable and honest and just a wonderful person. And that shows through when she's dealing with patients, when she's dealing with the staff here.
She is passionate about her profession and giving good eye care. And she is also so compassionate and caring about people.
First thing that I thought about her was just how knowledgeable she was about optometry and eye care, and then the fact that she was so personal and relational. She really engaged me. I noticed how well she engaged all of our patients that she was interacting with too.
She is just a very dependable, very smart, just a wonderful giving person who is involved in a lot of other things other than just here at Crossover. But I have just valued her presence here, and she's just been my right arm to help me out for all these years.
My favorite hymn, which is Be Thou My Vision, My Heart and My Joy. And it's kind of defined my life mission. Transformed lives, transform the world. And that's part of what we're trying to do, is bringing people in, our neighbors who are in great need, through our teamwork. We can help them transform their lives as they adjust to living here, living from ill health to full health and wholeness. That is a transformation, to bring somebody who's without hope to have hope.
Lynn, please come forward to receive your award. Our final honoree is Dr. David McMillan. Dr. McMillan is an ophthalmologist who has been serving at Crossover since 2006. In addition to patient care, he has been an integral team member in training eye technicians and also expanding our vision program at our Henrico Clinic. He graduated from UVA School of Medicine and interned at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit, Michigan. He served 2 years in the Navy as a general medical officer. He was instrumental in founding Richmond Eye Associates. He retired in 2006 after 36 years in private practice. He's an assistant clinical professor at VCU Ophthalmology. He is the chairman of Prevent Blindness Virginia, the chairman of Old Dominion Eye Bank, the chief of staff. He was the chief of staff at Virginia Eye and Ear Hospital, which is now part of one of our dear partners, Medarva. He's the president of the Virginia Society of Eye Physicians and Surgeons, an active member at River Road Presbyterian Church, sings in the Virginians Barbershop Chorus, is incredible with magic and a deck of cards, and he and his wife Marty have 2 children and 5 grandchildren. Both our team and our patients have been very blessed to have Dr. McMillan's service over the years. He's eager to teach team members. Like I mentioned, he's trained several eye technicians. He has also been a resource and educated for clinicians like me who often will call him for help with urgent issues. At any hour of the day or night, he answers the phone to help us with patients that need extra help. Several times he's come in on off days when he's not volunteering to see a patient that had an urgent need. The people we serve receive high quality care from him. Some have lived decades with poor vision. Others have faced life crises and have had deteriorating vision. Just imagine the difference that makes. Think about the ripple effect, not only for their vision, but also for their families, for their ability to continue to be employed and to continue to be with and enjoy their family. We are so thankful for your faithful and excellent service, David. Let's watch a video describing more.
First of all, I love my work, and I think that it is important to me because I'm contributing back to society. I come down to Crossover 4 days a month, sometimes 5 days a month, and see patients all day long. So we start at about 9 o'clock. We're seeing patients here who are, some of them, having their first eye exam ever.
Dr. McMillan is very thorough and very careful in his exams with the patients. And he also takes the time with each patient to really listen to their concerns. And at the end of the exam, to explain all of his findings to them and to answer their questions.
So we're basically screening patients, doing eye exams, prescribing glasses, treating medical ophthalmology problems like glaucoma or infections or inflammations or whatever.
I first met him way back in 1971. When we just first came to Richmond looking for a job and was down in the operating room for the Richmond Eye, Ear, Nose, and Throat. And then there was a big time stretch, and to find him again at Crossover was a delight. We both moved into White Hair Zone. And pleasant memories. And he is so professional and so kind, and the patients trust him. they relate to him. They are very comfortable in his presence.
He is an excellent physician, and he's also a good teacher.
I've learned a lot about ophthalmology and pathologies and anatomy of the eye. He's taken time to teach me since I began working with him in May.
We've talked about his compassion and his professional qualities and his competence, but I think there's for us there's this fun hidden sense of humor that just keeps us all going. And some of his surprises, like he is a great singer. He's also a magician, and that was another happy surprise, and that just keeps us all guessing from time to time.
I think his bravery and courage and willingness to do whatever needs to be done has just really blessed Crossover for all the years that he's been here now.
So I feel just wonderful that I'm contributing right here in the city of Richmond, metropolitan area, to healthcare that would otherwise not be available to them. Thank you, Mike, and thank you everyone for being here tonight. It's a real honor, as I just couldn't imagine myself being here for the Compassionate Care Awards, but here I am, and I can't believe that I've been here 15 years. And I just am very thankful for the staff that I've had and for the encouragement that I have, for Julie and all the workers and everything here. When I started, it was down in Cowardin. We didn't have the one out in Henrico yet. And I did help to get that going and up and running. But my staff is very important. You've heard about Lynn Johnston, and she has been a just wonderful ophthalmic technician, probably the best I've ever worked with for the past 12 out of the 15 years that I've been here at Crossover. And so thank you, Lynn, for that wonderful service. And she, and also Karen Bosley, who is another multitasking person who serves as our administrator for the eye clinic. And she serves as a translator. She serves as an ophthalmic technician. She serves in terms of teaching scribes. And that's the other thing that was mentioned in there. I've just enjoyed so much reaching out to those that, for instance, come in to help us. We have VCU students who are interested in medicine coming out to become scribes for us. And I sort of take them under my wing, and so does Lynn and Karen. And we teach them a little bit about medicine. I'm proud of the fact that many of these students have medicine as their goal, and some have gone on to medical school after they've served as scribes for us. 2 have gone up to optometry school because of their service here. So I enjoy teaching, and I don't, I just think it's just been great to have that opportunity to do that. The staff here, of course, has just been recently widened because we have taken in 2 optometrists, Dr. Pinsky and Dr. Smart, who have come on board for the eye clinic, and that expands our ability to reach out and reach others, as well as take some of the load off of me. I want to thank some of the companies, Medarva in particular, Virginia Eye Institute, who has serviced and given us some instruments that they have, Richmond Eye Associates, and also I can't leave without telling you how wonderful the Richmond Academy of Medicine Access Now program is, because that allows us, when I'm practicing medical ophthalmology and can't do surgery, when you have over 1,000 physicians in the Richmond area who give of their free time to to see patients at no cost to the patient for surgery and for specialist care. This extends our reach so we can really see patients who may need that specialty help, and we can have a place to refer them. So thank you, Richmond Academy of Medicine. Now, my family is over here, and I want to say that my dear wife, Marty, and my brother and his wife and my son are at the table. But also I have these dearest friends of mine who have crossed my path so many times in the past. And they have helped in our training programs, and they have done everything else. Particularly Molly Smith and Karen and others have been in the program, and along with Lynn and me, we've trained right many people and gotten them interested in medical things. So I want to say thank you to my dear friends at my table there, and I want to say thank you all for being here and supporting Crossover Ministry. Thank you.
So Dr. McMillan, before you leave, you left your award up here. Just want to say. He's tall enough that I don't have to come down off this stage. So what an inspiring group of volunteers that we're honoring tonight. So let's give them one more round of applause. So I just want to remind everyone that the spirit of volunteerism is what makes places like Crossover unique. I think that clinics like Crossover, free clinics or charitable clinics, we are the only model of medicine out there that utilize volunteers like we do. And when you look at the comprehensive health care that we provide at Crossover, and I think that we are the most comprehensive clinic in the Commonwealth of Virginia for sure in terms of the services that we offer. When you look at the percentage of our clinical encounters that are provided by volunteers, over half of our clinical encounters are provided by volunteers. So, I think that's an amazing statistic, and we truly could not do the services that we do, the ophthalmology, the dentistry, the prenatal care, the counseling services, the pharmacy, the primary care, pediatrics. All of those services are available because we have volunteers that are willing to come to Crossover and volunteer their time to serve people who are low income, uninsured. And we are incredibly grateful. And all of you volunteers know that every day you come in, you are an inspiration to the staff, and we truly love and appreciate you. So thank you. And so our last video of the evening is a patient video. And so this is an example of, this is an actual patient who is expressing what her experience has been like at Crossover and how Crossover has helped her navigate systems for the past 3 years. And she has gained access to services and benefits that she would not otherwise have been aware of and her family would not have qualified for. So.
So Ananu was one of the first patients I met almost 3 years ago working here at Crossover, and have been privileged to come alongside of her to help navigate the various systems here in Richmond that can be difficult when English is not your first language.
I'm from another country. I don't speak even very good English, but they understand me. They serve everybody equal. That's a good thing. Anything I say, I never heard from anyone, no. They always say okay. They always try to fix the problem.
Through working together, Crossover and Inanu have been able to gain access to services and benefits here in Richmond that I'm not sure she would have been aware she and her family were eligible for. So it has truly been a privilege to support her to gain access.
Miss Melissa is so special for me because anything I need from fill up application, fill up, renew the insurance, and my kids, whatever they need, she always next to me.
Inanu tells us time and time again how appreciative and thankful she is for services here at Crossover and just how much she loves being a Crossover patient.
So Crossover is for me a lifesaver.
And so now I'd like to ask Betsy Beamer, a member of our board of directors and our development committee chair, to join me.
So good evening, and again, thank you all in the room and on the screen for joining us. I just want to take a minute to talk to you a little bit more about what our theme is, which is opening doors and making room. You may or may not know, you probably don't know, that we are in the 4th month of our 3-year strategic plan. And one of the overarching goals of this plan is welcoming all, which really is about opening doors and making room for all the people in the community that don't have what we have. And we truly feel like we're at the forefront of welcoming all. We have patients who speak over 50 different languages from over 100 different countries, and probably no surprise, we have recently opened our doors to refugee families from Afghanistan. We still have work to do to be able to extend the welcome to a lot more people. 55,000 residents under the age of 65 in Central Virginia are low income or uninsured. And almost 50% of uninsured adult Virginians had an unmet need for care this year. I think we can all agree that those numbers are too high, and we'd like to be part of the solution. Currently, our intake workers and our call center workers have to turn patients away because we just don't have the capacity to serve them. We have staff members who don't have workstations, and then we have staff members who have workstations that aren't really adequate for them to be able to do their services. So in order to open doors and make more room, we got a little bit creative with the strategic plan and figured out how to shift some things so that we could grow. In Henrico, we are making room for our HIV prevention, treatment, and testing program, and our pharmacy, both of which are currently at our Richmond Corden location. So then by moving all that over to Henrico, it allows us to open doors downtown in Richmond and make more room for our primary care and our OB patients. These changes have really been well thought out, but of course there's an expense to them. And I know y'all are so used to me getting up here and getting all excited about fundraising, but I am here to tell you we have an extraordinary opportunity this evening. We have a wonderful, generous, anonymous donor who is going to match tonight's donations up to $50,000. So that means, yes. So that really means that one door will open 2, 5 doors will open 10, 10 will open 20, you get it. So please, together, let's make room to welcome more of our neighbors to Crossover, to greater health and eventual healing. And with that, Ernie, you are on.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, good evening and welcome. Come on up, Dave. Folks, this is the chance where you have the opportunity to make a difference. So what we're going to do is we are going to ask for 100% tax deductible donations. And I want everybody to pull out that bid number that you have, and I want you to raise it really high and get those arms warmed up really good. All right. So raise it, put it down, raise it again. That's how you're going to help us out here tonight. Here's what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to ask for donations in the amount of $5,000. Then I'm going to go to $3,000. I'm going to go to $2,500. I'll go to $1,000. I'll go to $500. I'll go down to $250, and I'll go down to $100. When it gets to a level that you are comfortable with, I'd like you to just raise that bid card until I call out your bid number. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we have a match of $50,000. So every dollar that you have that you donate is going to be doubled. Our first level, ladies and gentlemen, is $5,000. Who would like to help us out at the $5,000 level? Raise your bid card if you'd like to help us out at the $5,000 level. Number 176, 176. Number 204, 204. Number 124, 124. Anybody else like to help us out at the $5,000 level? Our next level, ladies and gentlemen, is $3,000. If you would like to help us out at the $3,000 level, raise that card really high right now if you'd like to help us out. Number 113, 113, and I thank you so much, sir. Number 155, 155. Number 193, 193, and I thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our next level is $2,500. You can make a difference. Raise that card really high if you'd like to help us out at the $2,500 level. Number 169, 169. Number 201, 201. Number 153, 153. And I thank you so much. Would anybody else like to help us out at the $2,500 level? Our next level, ladies and gentlemen, is $1,000. If you'd like to help us out at the $1,000 level, raise that card really high right now. Number 180, 180. Number 181, 181. Number 202, 202. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. We can do this together. Number 139, 139. Number 115, 115. If you could just turn that around, ma'am. There you go. Number 151, 151. Number 135, 135. Number 133, 133. Number 179, 179. Number 152, 152. Number 192, 192. Hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Number 195, 195. Number 183, 183. Number 137, 137. And I thank you so much. Would anybody else like to help us out at the $1,000 level? Our next level, ladies and gentlemen, is $750. If you'd like to help us out at the $750 level, raise that card really high right now. Number 196, 196, and I thank you. Would anybody else like to help us out at the $750 level? Our next level, ladies and gentlemen, is $500. If you'd like to be a hero and help us out at the $500 level and have those funds doubled, raise that card really high right now. Number 118, 118. Number 197, 197. Number 160, 160. Number 156, 156. Number 107, 107. Number 185, 185. Number 161, 161. Number 121, 121. Number 117, 117. And I thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, our next level is $250. If you'd like to help us out at the $250 level, raise that card really high. Number 203, 203. Number 143, 143. Hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Number 117, number 177, 177. Number 186, 186. Number 172, 172. Number 122, 122. Number 194, 194. Number 148, 148. Number 132, 132. Number 175, 175. And I thank you so much.
Our last level, ladies and gentlemen, is $100, which really is $200. If you'd like to help us out at the $100 level, raise that card really high right now. Number 100, 100, number 171, 171, number 149, 149, number 164, 164, number 198, 198, number 125, 125, number 178, 178, number 147, 147, number 168, 168, number 145, 145, number 134, 134. And I thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for your generosity here tonight. We thank you so much. Remember, every dollar that you gave just got doubled, and we thank you again. Tom, your turn. Let's welcome Tom back up to the podium, if we could, please.
All right.
Thank you, Ernie. Let's thank Ernie. Let's thank his team. This is a business-changing event, isn't it? I don't know how much we raised tonight. I figured about $1 million, $1.5 million. That's what I thought, and doubled. Isn't that cool? Well, that's just such exciting stuff, and we are cooking with gas. By the way, this is great planning. I was on my sheet, called back up here at 8:41 p.m., and right now it is 8:41 p.m. Is that a cool thing? People I like to be around. I want to thank everyone for their generosity. I want to go back and re-thank our sponsors. We have their names in the little booklets. That's just a tremendously generous outreach, and all of the contributions that were made here tonight are just spectacular. We're so thankful, and the need is very real, and that need will be satisfied. Isn't that? And we're part of that. What a gift. We have some options, payment options. You can do a text to donate. You text Compassion 21 to 41444. Or you find a staff member. They'll tell you how to do it. Compassion 21 to 41444. Or you can use a credit card checkout in the mezzanine, or you can use a check collection out in the mezzanine. If you want to give cash, there's somebody there to take cash. I promise you. I promise you we'll help it. And I want to ask each table, fight over them yourself, take your flowers. The flowers are paid for, and I guess the vase, huh? Anyhow, maybe not the vase. Anyhow, we've got that. Huh? Oh, all right. I'm just going to keep going, and you can make your own decisions. Reverend Glaze, will you please come back up, and who is also a board member of Crossover. That's my treat. And we thank you so much for your wonderful work. Thank you.
Friends, thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your compassion and your generosity. If you would you join me in thanking the kind and gracious persons who have prepared and served our meal tonight? Let us close this evening with a word of prayer. Eternal God, what a joyful evening we have shared together. For the meal that we have enjoyed, for the wonderful persons whom we've recognized, for the money we've raised, for the care we will provide. Receive our thanks, O Lord. And as we depart, may we leave faithful in our calling and energized in our mission to serve our siblings, your children. Bless us all, for we pray in your name. Amen.
Thank you so much.